The beginning of the movie is set somewhere during the Second World War in Berlin. The Führer Hitler is with a behavior coach named Keppel. Hitler expresses his disagreement with the gesture of people's greeting to Keppel. He complains that though the Nazi salute is out-fashioned, people need to at least raise their hands up to the wrist and show respect. Then, he narrates that he has done everything possible by a human to destroy the foundations of the enemy who desecrated their soil. He finds Germans' existence incomprehensible and finds it alarming that he is here too. In the following scene, he wakes up on the ground somewhere in a forest. While looking up to the sky, he sees that the enemy aircrafts are missing and guesses that they might have taken some rest. Suddenly, a ball comes bouncing towards him and stops just at his side. He raises himself and heads towards a building past the bush. He is then approached by 3 young kids who question him if he is okay. Hitler looks at them and thinks that they are the future of the nation. He then asks them the way to the street. In that instant, a reporter, Fabian Sawatsky, is filming the kids on his camera. Hitler is seen on the far side of the screen. He picks up his army cap and says to himself that he should go to the Führer bunker. Hitler gets to the street and gets amazed at people riding monowheel bikes. He finds people capturing him in their camera and expresses that though the rubble went, people have gone mad. Then he feels a modern car by his hand and questions himself if he fell in a coma and missed the victory. He realizes that he is not aware of his situation totally and alerts himself to collect more information. Then he asks a man about the location of Chancellery, but the person instead asks him for a picture. He gets disturbed by the camera's flashes as people come near him and take photos in turns. Confused by the unusual events around him, he concludes something went out of hand in the place. As Hitler walks away, he finds a woman speaking in German on her phone. He comes closer and asks her about the current date, but the woman gets terrified and sprays his eyes. Hitler cries in pain as his eyes get reddish and his vision gets blurred. He stumbles and walks to a newspaper shop nearby. He gets shocked to see the date October 3rd, 2014, written on the paper and falls to the ground at once. Somewhere else, the boss of a TV station, Karner, praises Mr. Christoph Sensenbrink for his excellent job as the deputy's head. He proposes a higher solution, but instead announces another worker named Miss Katja Bellini as the managing director. Due to this, Christoph gets shocked and dissatisfied. He comes to his office and vents his anger out at a struggling filmmaker named Fabian. Despite Fabian's best attempts to convince his boss, he gets fired and thrown out by the guards. Sometime later, Hitler wakes up at the news shop and asks the owner about the date. He confirms that it is, in fact, 2014. A confused Hitler questions if the shopkeeper has kidnapped him and suspects if all this is a trick play of the enemy's secret service. He threatens to kill the shopkeeper if he is working for the enemy.